Hello everyone, myself Sowmya, Assistant Professor in CSE AIML Department, MLR Institute of Technology. In this video, we are going to discuss about initial coin offering, ICO, which is similar to IPO, initial public offering. I think most of you people know about IPOs, initial public offerings, where the companies will trade their stocks, right? So generally, we used to, follow some, we used to buy some trades or company trades, right, in IPOs only. So in the same way, ICO is related to the blockchain, but the system is similar to IPO. So coming to the overview of this presentation covers introduction to ICO. What is ICO and what are the policies of ICO? Blockchain fundraising methods. So what are the different blockchain fundraising methods we have? Launching an ICO. So how to launch an ICO before launching? What are the precautions we need to follow? Investing in ICO. So if you want to invest in an ICO, what are the mechanisms I need to follow? Pros and cons of ICO. What are the advantages and disadvantages of ICO? So what are the successful ICOs existing till now? Evolution of ICO. How ICO has evolved and different ICO platforms we are using. So introduction to ICO. ICO is nothing but initial coin offering. It's a method of raising capital for new blockchain project by issuing tokens or investors. So if anybody wants to start a blockchain company or blockchain website newly, so they can follow this ICO. They are raising the funds. It's like a fundraising mechanism. So I want to raise the funds for my company, blockchain company. So for that purpose, I'm using this ICO. So where if the investors are investing the money, instead of that, in place of that investment, we are giving some tokens. A token is nothing but it's a digital asset. So in an ICO, a company creates a new cryptocurrency token and offers it to the early investors in an exchange with the established cryptocurrencies or fiat currency. For any digital currency or existing currency we have, right? Bitcoin or Ethereum. So in place of Bitcoin or Ethereum or any online currency, instead of that, you're giving some tokens. So you're just selling the tokens. So for one token, you're charging some 5 ethers or something like that. So already he should have a cryptocurrency in his wallet or any digital currency in his wallet. So in place of this digital currency, the tokens will be transferred here. So that is the process of ICO. So not only this token in future, so they are like investors. So I'm starting a company, you're going to invest in my company. This is like a fund I'm collecting from you so that you will get some benefits in future. So this process resembles crowdfunding and allows startups to fund projects without needing traditional venture capital or banking financing. So I don't need to take any loan from the bank. I don't need to take a loan from venture capital, something like that. I'm just taking the funds from the people itself. The people will be involved as investors. So ICOs became popular in 2017 due to the rapid success of several blockchain projects and their ability to attract widespread public interest in a short time. So after 2007, we have like so many ICOs have been evolved. We will see what are the existing ICOs we have, what are the different platforms. Using those platforms, how we can create ICOs. So blockchain fundraising methods. So other than this ICO, we also have other blockchain fundraising methods. We will see what are those. The initial one is initial coin offering, that is ICOs, just now we discussed. So ICO blockchain projects raise capital by public selling the tokens to the investors. So I'm just selling the tokens to the investors. So investors will invest the amount in terms of cryptocurrencies or any digital currencies so that they will get some benefits in the future. So after starting the business, they will get some shares or they will get some benefits, something like that. So such as access to a future service or product. If I'm designing a product, so the product share will be given, or if I'm doing some services, the service, future services share will be given to the investors. So ICOs allows for crowdfunding directly from the public without intermediaries, enabling early stage projects to gather necessary funds for the development. So here we are not following any regulations. For example, I am raising a fund, I am starting an ICO. So I am circulating this information to my well and known people. Then they can raise directly. They can raise the funds directly. They can deposit the funds just by taking the tokens. But here there's no security. Why? Because it is ICO. Whatever the ICO is there, they're not following any regulations. We are not involving any intermediaries here. The bank people or the like any regulated people will not be involved here. So just by trusting them blindly, we are investing into them. So, however, ICOs can lack regulation, which may involve higher risk for investors. So, as we don't have any proper trust here, I mean, like this ICO is not recognized by any government agency or any banking agency, we can't trust easily. So, if we are investing, it's just blindly we are trusting them and we are investing into them. So initial exchange offer. So next fundraising mechanism which is provided by the blockchain is IEO, initial exchange offering. So unlike ICOs, IEOs are conducted on a cryptocurrency exchange platform. So ICO is in any platform. I'm creating a new platform for that. I'm just taking the taking the investors. But here initial exchange offering will be done in the existing platforms. So already we have Ethereum or Bitcoin exchange platforms, right? In that exchange platform only, you're going to initiate this initial exchange offering. So in the setup, the exchange acts as an intermediary managing the token sale and ensuring the compliance without its vetting standards. So here previously, I'm designing a website for ICO. So the investors directly invest the amount. They don't have we don't have any proper regulations or we don't have any proper documents. Whether it is a trusted one or untrusted, we can't give assurance here. But here in IEO, so IEO will be launched in the existing platforms. So that if we have trust on the existing platform, existing platforms are having some standards, right? So they are following some regulations. So if we have trust on that existing platforms like Ethereum platform or Bitcoin exchange platform, then we can simply go with this IEOs. So we have some trust on this. So this structure can increase credibility as exchanges often screen project before listing, thereby reducing the risk for investors. The exchange handles sale logistics such as user verification, security, making it more user friendly. So here, as we are using the existing exchange system, so it will be like more secure as it is taking the user information, user verification will be done. So using this, it is very secure when we compare with the ICOs. So next is security token offering. So this is also one of the fundraising mechanisms which is followed by the blockchain. So STOs involve the sale of tokens that are classified as securities, meaning they represent actual ownership or the financial stake in the project. So whenever I invest something, immediately I'll get in terms of papers like consider like ICO only. So I'm investing some $100 into this company. Then immediately I'll get a document, a official document like you have invested $100 in this. So like that, sorts of security will be provided here. So these tokens are regulated by security laws, ensuring legal compliance and investor protection. So here we also have security regulation, security laws, all those things are available. So if it is an ICO, that's on person interest. They are, without following any regulations or without taking any permission, I can raise ICO. But the security token offering, it's not like that. We should take some permissions or we should follow some regulations. We should follow some rules and regulations here. So STOs offer investor a safer alternative to ICO. So ICO is not so safer. Why? Because it doesn't, it's not taking any permission. It's not following any regulations. Whereas this STO is also similar to ICO, but it has some rules and regulations as they must comply with financial regulation, but also involve more complex regulatory process for issuing the entity. So, as ICO is very simple when compared to the STO. Why? Because ICO is not taking permission or it's not following any rules and regulations. But in STO, it is very complex to invest also. Why? Because it has lots of rules and regulations we need to follow. We need to submit so and so documents to invest in this STO. So next is DAO funding, decentralized autonomous organization. As the name itself, it is telling it is autonomous. So it allows community of token holders to collectively make decision about the project funding. So whoever investing or whoever involved in the project, they all have equal authority to take the decision about the project funding, when to take the funds, and after how many days we need to stop the funding, what are the plans about this project, everything. They can take the decision combinedly, not the individual person is taking here. Whoever involved in that project, the investors, everyone will be involved in taking the decisions. So this decentralized model promotes community involvement and shared governance, aligning with blockchain core values of distributed power. DAOs typically use smart contract for transparency and security. So we know already, we have seen about DAO. DAO internally it uses the smart contract coding. So automatically it will be verified, the contract. The smart contract is an auto executable code, right? So whatever the documents you are uploading, automatically it will be verified. So this DAOs also follows the blockchain core values like distributed power. The power will be distributed among the investors or among the people who are involved in the project. So venture capital investment. So venture capital investment is like a traditional one. So whenever you require some amount, you will take from venture capitals, right? So like that. In this model, traditional venture capitalists provide funding to blockchain project in exchange for equity or tokens. So here in this venture capital investment, so individual persons are not acting as an investor, but instead of that, the venture capitalist. So they will invest more amount and they will get more number of tokens in return. So however, unlike decentralized method, VC investment are centralized, meaning that decisions are usually driven by few individuals rather than community. For example, I am starting a VC, venture capital investment. So I may take funds only from two capitals, then two venture capitals. Then these will be the persons who are going to take the decision. Then that will become the centralized, not like a decentralized. So multiple people are not involving here. Only few people are involving to take the decision here. So venture capital investment is just like a centralized one. So only few people are investing into that, so that the decision will be taken by only those people. So next is launching an ICO. So how to launch an ICO, what are the precautions or what are the pre-plans we need to follow before launching an ICO. So concept development. So what is the concept or what is the project proposal I am going to design through this ICO? So that should be clear cut before launching the ICO. So outline the project vision, goals and problem solving potential. So what is our project vision? What are the goals of our project? Everything should be clear before launching the ICO itself. And white paper creation. So on paper, we have to write each and every information about that project. So a detailed document explaining the project, tokenomics. Tokenomics is nothing but tokens, value, distribution, use cases. Why? Because upon taking the investment from the investors, you are distributing the tokens. You may create a new token or you may are using existing token, right? So what is a token value? I mean, one token is equal to, if you are designing a token, I mean, if you are giving a token, what is a token value? And distribution, how to distribute this token. Per one person, I can distribute only 10 tokens or 20 tokens. Is there any limit? All these things you need to set before itself. So team, technical roadmap and how the ICO funds will be used. After collecting the funds, what will be the usage? So 20 tokens will be used for so and so purpose, 30 tokens will be used for so and so purpose. Each and every plan should be ready before launching this ICO. So token creation, developing a token on a blockchain platform and specifying its utility and supply. So for every new project, you're going to create a new token. So like that, we have so many existing tokens that will be discussed in the future slides. So here to develop a token, you are generally using Ethereum ERC20 standard. So it's like the standard which you are using to design a new token. So legal compliance. So whether you're following any legal compliances, legal regulations, rules and all these things, whether you're following or not, all these things you need to check before launching the ICO. And next, marketing and community building. How to advertise this. So I'm starting an ICO, I'm starting a project. So how to get the funds, how to distribute this, I mean how to marketize this. So how to get the funds, how to advertise, all these things you should have a plan. So creating interest in the project through social media, forums and ICO rating websites. So we have ICO related websites. So through that website we can promote, or through social media like Instagram, LinkedIn, through that also you can promote your ICOs. And public token sale. Launching an ICO for investors to purchase token, often conducted in multiple phases with discount for early participants. So generally, initially, we don't get funds, right? As we, we don't have any rules and regulations, or we don't have any, permissions. We're not taking any permission from any government, right? How can the people will trust your ICO? So in initial days, they will give some offers. Like if you register, or if you buy the tokens in the first 10 days, you will get so and so discount, something like that they will give. So even our websites also, right? If it is a new website, then they will give some offer initially. If you are logging for the first time, if you are sign up for the first time, 100 rupees cash will be added, 200 cash will be added, something like that they will also follow. Initial 10 days, if you register, then you are going to get some additional tokens in your account, something like that they will give. And if the tokens, I kept my length of the period. The token sale period is 6 months. Within that 6 months also, if the tokens are not selling, so I have some 100 tokens, I need to sell this 100 tokens within 6 months. If the 6 months period, in that 6 months period also, if the 100 tokens are not sell, then I can extend that. I can also keep the second sale. The second sale, third sale, something like that. I should complete this 100 tokens. So investing an ICO. As an investor, if I want to invest in an ICO, what are the conditions I need to check? The first one, researching the project. First, I need to research the project, whether the project is really good or not, whether it is practically possible or not. Why? Because before launching the ICO itself, they will release all the things, white paper, which is containing about the details of the project, the goals of the project, the roadmap of the project, everything will be enclosed, right, displayed. So that thing you need to check before investing into the ICO. So token utility and economics. Understanding the purpose of the token, its supply, distribution, mechanisms for long-term value. If I buy that token, what I can do with that? What is the value of the token? Where can I use that token? Everything you need to check before buying an ICO. Regulatory environment. So if I buy this ICO, if I buy this token, regulatory environment. So what are the regulations, rules, laws followed by this ICO? So before buying a token or before investing in an ICO, you need to check what are the regulations associated with that ICO. Security measures. So ensuring the project has security protocol for investor protection such as smart contract audits. So in the white paper itself, they will mention all these details, but before buying or before investing in an ICO, you should check all these properly. Whether it is following any security measures like smart contract audits will be there or not. Community and social media presence. So whether social media or the community is involved in this ICO process or not. If it is involved, yes, it is trusted, it is secure, something like that. I will get some trust on that if it is really advertised in the social media, right? So whether it has that or not. So examining the community support and interest in the project as a measure of popularity and potential growth. So even if I share in the social media, I will get some voting, right? Yes, it is really trusted. Some comments we will get. So it's not correct, it's not legal, it's not, it's fake, something like that. We will get some inputs, right? So through that social media also, you should check whether it is really valid, really trusted or not. So pros and cons on ICO. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of this ICO? So coming to the pros, advantages. Accessible to retail investors. ICOs allows the general public to invest in early stage blockchain projects. So here any person can invest in this ICO. So irrespective of whether it is a company person or whether he is a farmer, whether he is a educationist or not, something like that. We don't have any profession or we don't have any qualification to invest in this ICO. High potential returns. So if the ICO is really successful in future, we will get more returns. Global reach. ICOs are open to international investors, broadening the investment pool. So it is international. For example, in US, if anyone opens the ICO, from here also I can invest. Or else in India, if you are opening an ICO, someone who is staying in US can also invest into your ICO. So this has a global reach. So these are the pros or advantages of the ICOs. Coming to the cons, disadvantage of ICO. High risk of scams. So now most of the ICOs are following some rules and regulations, and they are taking the government permissions to launch this ICO. But in previous, we don't have all these. Most of the scams have done using this ICOs only. So high risk of scams. Why? Because here they are not following many regulations or many rules. So blindly the people are trusting on them and they are investing. So there's a chance to, high risk of scam. So regulatory uncertainty, legal challenges and changing regulations have impacted ICOs in various countries. For example, today we have some rules and regulation. Tomorrow itself the rules and regulations will be changed by the government. If the government is also changing, the rules and regulations will be changed. So according to that, the ICO will also change the regulations. That also we need to check. Volatile returns. So as we discussed as a pro, if the ICO is a successful ICO, we will get more returns, but quite opposite to that. If the ICO is not so successful, then in the same way, we will also the token price will be reduced and we will be in loss. So ICO tokens can be highly volatile in price. So one day it may be high, one day it may be low. It's just like a stock price, right? Today the stock price may be, a specific company stock price may be $200 and tomorrow it might be $100. So in a one day gap, it will be a change of $100. So here also in ICO also same thing. The token price one day it may be high and one day it may be low. It is volatile. So these are the different disadvantages of this ICOs. So what are the different successful ICOs we have? So as we discussed, in 2017 onwards, most of the ICOs have evolved. But before that also we have some ICOs. So the first ICO is Ethereum. In 2014, the Ethereum was evolved. So Ethereum, we also have cryptocurrency. At the same time, Ethereum is also producing the tokens. So it has raised somehow $18 million of fund it has raised in the ICO. So next is EOS. It has raised $4 billion in 2018. So next is Filecoin. It has raised $257 million in 2017. And Cardano, it has also raised into around $62 million in 2017. And how the ICO has evolved. So long back, years ago, ICO has evolved. So early ICOs were largely unregulated, leading to high incidence of scams, as we discussed in the previous slide. So early ICOs, they were not following rules and regulations much. So high risk of scams was there. What happened also, but the latest ICOs, they are following the regulations. So instead of ICOs, as we discussed, different fundraising methods like security token offering or initial exchange offering, these has gained more popularity than ICO. Why? Because these two mechanisms have some rules and regulations and government authority, government permissions, right? So for that purpose, these two has gained more popularity than compared to the ICO. So different ICO platforms. So where if I want to start an ICO, where I can start. So we can also create a new platform or we can also go with the existing platform. So the existing platforms are Ethereum. In the Ethereum platform, you can raise an ICO. So next is Binance Smart Chain. So BSC. So it is also using this. You can raise your ICO. So to even though using existing Ethereum, we need to create our own token, right? So to create the token, you are using some standards. In the Ethereum platform, you are using ERC20. The Binance Smart Chain, we are using BEP20 standard. And next is Polkadot. So Polkadot is another platform. Using that, you can open or you can start an ICO. So next is Cardano and next is Solana. So these are the different websites or the existing platforms, ICO platforms. Through that, you can start your new ICO also. So whatever the ICO you are using, whatever the platform you are using, you have to create your own token again. So to create the token, you are using some standards like ERC20 or BEP20. Using those standards, you are going to create your tokens. So that's about ICO initial coin offering. So in this video, we discussed about what is ICO, what are the different fundraising, blockchain fundraising methods we have, like ICO, like security token offering. So all these things we discussed, and how to launch this ICO and how to invest in an ICO. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of ICO? What are the successful ICOs we have? How ICO has evolved? And what are the different ICO platforms? Thank you.